Hey everybody, and welcome to Authors and Dragons, where a group of comedic fantasy writers get together and try to make it through a whole game of Pathfinder without accidentally dying. Let's see if we pull it off this week. As always, the odds do not look great.
Hi, I'm Joseph Brassi. I will be playing the role of Bjorg Bjornsson, tiny and addle-brained barbarian. I wrote on the historical fantasy series The Mongoliad, and I just finished a novel named Glassblade.
I'm Rick Walteri, and I'll be playing Silas Kane, Paladin of Torag, and I write Bill the Vampire and Smut under one of my pseudonyms.
Hello, this is Robert Bevan. I play the part of Klaus Richter, the rogue. In real life, you can find me on Amazon.
Fred the Vampire Accountant, and there's a new book in the NPC series called Split the Party that comes out on October 14th. And when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had just finished crossing the swamp. However, as it would turn out, they were still within the last few gasps of its fog, so I will need one final will save from everyone before we move on.
Klaus rolls a 6.
Silas Kane rolls a 16.
Bjorg Bjornsson rolls an 11.
All right, Bjorg and Silas, you are both okay. You slowly begin to feel the lethargic effects of the gas fading as you make your way across the forest. Klaus, on the other hand, stops just at the edge, looks back, and takes a big, deep whiff. And as he does, his eyes go wide, his pupils dilate, his hands sort of shake, and he follows you, but you're not 100% sure he's following you. He might just be following a moving object, or a dragon, or a pineapple. He's kind
Or
of
maybe
out
he's in
of
love.
it.
As long as he doesn't try to eat one of us.
You don't know. He stopped and licked a tree. That happened. So for the rest of this game, at least for a little while, he's going to be quite out of it. So we will be going forward there. And I will go ahead and let you know, after 15 minutes, Silas and Bjorg, and what the heck, Klaus can give me a perception check. Whether he can communicate that or not is yet to be determined. But everyone give me perception. So.
All right, perception.
Klaus rolls a 13.
Ooh, Silas crits with an 18.
Silas King gets a natural 20.
Yeah, but I have a -2 modifier.
Doesn't trump a natural 20.
Bjorg rolls a 14.
Okay. Silas, shaking off the after effects of the gas finally, can look around and realize that while he definitely hears the sound of a stream coming up and they're getting closer to the goal, he hasn't seen Fandingo or Kuthric in a while. In fact, he hasn't seen them since you all started hopping across that thick, muddy swamp with the smoke that made it very hard to focus. Silas can probably put those two together without an intelligence check.
Torag's will be done. But yeah, Silas stops and stops staring at Klaus's drunken fervor, naturally assuming that obviously he's in rapture to the gods as Silas is, and wonders where his friend the dwarf and the bard who sings such wonderful hymns to Torag is gone.
They're on top of the mushroom,
Damn
man.
it! Damn it! Kodrick, where are you?
Don't you hear the music?
Should we go back and look for them? That mud was a little tricky.
How close are we to our goal?
Like the voice of an angel.
You can hear the sound of the river. It's not far off.
Damn it!
I say we soldier forward, friends. For your friend, the dwarf, he is one of the chosen people, and surely Torag will look after him.
Bjorg and Silas, give me intelligence checks.
This should be a real laugh, right?
Klaus, you don't have an intelligence score right now. Except you
Silas,
Klaus is aware.
Klaus can quote every Grateful Dead lyric.
Silas somehow
Bjorg
gets an
rolls a
11.
12.
Alright, so Silas got an 11, Bjorg got a 12. Alright, with that, you can both remember that the gas left you very lethargic, but not suicidal. So if they did get stuck in there, so long as they weren't stuck in the mud, there's a good chance they just laid down.
Hopefully
We'll
not.
retrieve them when we go back.
All right, so
And if they're in the mud, they're
No,
probably already dead.
but there is
Great.
that.
I know the perfect course of action. I shall pray for them.
Silas really is a
so
kill 'em
well.
all, let God sort 'em out paladin.
Alright, so pressing ahead, I suppose.
Okay, you all continue pressing through the forest, and with one round of survival checks, Klaus, you don't get to play, you can all figure out which way the river is. It's a very low DC since you can hear it, but it is a DC.
I will survive.
Silas gets a 2.
Bjorg rolls a 13.
Alright, so Silas is maybe still a little bit woozy from that gas, and he turns around like he's going to go back to it, and Tiny Bjorg just grabs him, turns him, starts walking. Klaus just follows you
this
guys.
way.
Because Bjorg can actually follow the sound of running water. And after...
Alright.
Silas was
Go ahead.
Silas was too busy loudly eulogizing our missing comrades.
I think there's some birds that might turn away from Torag after this is done.
So, Tuareg churches are just burned in your wake. Alright, well, after about another hour of walking, you arrive at the side of a river.
All right. I believe we were supposed to follow this river to the source or something.
Give me perception checks.
Dead to the mouth. Oh, can we find our own feet today?
Silas might be able to. He rolls a 14.
Bjorg rolls a 7. He might not.
Klaus,
I'll
go ahead and
do
give me
squares
one,
in a
too.
little while. What am I doing? Perception?
Perception. If you want to, you can voluntarily fail it, man.
Nah, Klaus rolls a 16.
Nice. Klaus can see,
I see something over there.
but cannot articulate the beauty. And yes, Bjorg, even with your 7, you can see it, because it's very, very easy to see. There's a giant damn cliff, sheer cliff face, out of which the water is pouring from underneath.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go check out this rock for a little while. I'll catch you squares later.
And with that, Klaus goes and just
All right.
stares at a rock.
True godliness is found in the simplest of pursuits.
So this looks like does this look match the description that was given to us? The water that, because it was, if I recall, it's the water that comes straight out of the mouth of the river.
You can see a cliff with your 7. If you want to see more, you're going to have to get closer
Okay.
and do a better perception.
All right, Bjorg is gonna head on over there. I don't know how much. Mosey on up towards that cliff.
Assuming that the thief looks like he's not about to hurt himself doing anything stupid, Silas will follow.
Roll me a fresh perception.
14 again for Silas.
And a 10 for Bjorg.
Okay. It looks like Klaus is still staring at the rock. So, from there you can both see, now that you're up close, that what you're seeing is, it looks like the river's sort of coming out of an underpass within the cliff. Something that's probably worn through centuries of just, erosion. So it's coming out of there. You could interpret this to be the source. You remember that the guy wasn't 1,000% sure. It's just local legend, so you're not 1,000% sure. But all you have to do is get in the water by the source, and you're good. So might be worth a shot.
Bjorg is gonna do that.
Wait, Silas is
gonna
going to
take
put his
off
hand on
his-
your shoulder before you do. Are you certain about this, my friend? For you are close to being one of the chosen people. 'Tis a blessing.
It's more useful for me to be bigger. I would prefer to be as I was.
Bjorg is going to unshoulder forward so that he doesn't, risk losing half his gear in there and head into the water.
Okay. He heads into the water. It is about 5 feet deep right here, and you are currently a small creature, which means I'm gonna have to ask you for a swim check.
All right, Bjorg rolls a 15.
15 will do it. You are not drowning.
Maybe before we do something like this again, we throw a rope or something.
You had to remind him. All right, so
So you're swimming. What do you want to do now?
head for the source.
You're gonna try to
towards
swim.
the source of the water.
You're gonna try to swim under the
Well,
mountain.
no, but I said that the water, the water is a waterfall, right?
No, it's just coming out from under the mountain.
Oh, okay.
It's like an underground
so
river
he's
that
gonna
you're seeing where it rises up.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna head as near as he can to that source and wait, since the guy said bathe in the waters that are at the source. He's hoping that's the source.
Well, you got in pretty well like at the source, so you can splash around for a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm just waiting to see if anything happens.
You don't feel any different,
I'm assuming so.
but
Okay.
when you get out, you are still small. And you're also going to have
Damn
to roll
it!
me a swim check to get out.
Get out.
Yep.
All right. Roll some check.
If it helps, Silas will walk to the edge and kind of hold out a hand.
20. Bjorg rolls a 20 on this one.
Okay, that is perfectly fine. That'll do it. And you emerge, still small, but alive.
Is there a way to see how he could get further to the water? God damn it, this doesn't well.
Now you remember the guy told you that the important thing was you had to go to the source.
Yes.
And
This is nothing about that.
you could interpret this part as the source, but it didn't work. So maybe the legend was wrong,
So,
or maybe you're not close enough to wherever this river really starts.
Or
All right,
perhaps
well,
it did work.
can he
And you are simply large in spirit now.
not what I was hoping for. I've already learned spirit. So, he's gonna look and see. He's just like, what would I need to? He's gonna look around and try to figure out what he would need to do to get closer to the source.
The only place you can see where the river is flowing is if you go further upstream, which is under the mountain.
Okay, so he would have to go swim underwater and hope for the best.
That would pretty
Well,
much
how
be
high
his
is the
only
cliff
way.
face?
You cannot tell. You are standing
How
at the
high is-
base of it. You don't have the. I mean, you can always roll, I guess, an intelligence check to try and calculate it based on the angle of the slope that you're seeing. It's basically sheer cliff, so it's going to be a heck of a check.
Do we have any rope with
Never
us?
mind.
You did, and then the well happened.
Yeah. So there's no way to secure myself. Let's see here.
Well, Silas is medium-sized. Is like the river flowing like, heavily, or is it just like, kind of like lazy?
It's moving. It's stronger than a wave pool, but it's not terrible.
Because I was wondering, you're small now, Bjorg, but Silas is medium-sized. So maybe like, if you kind of hop on his back, maybe we might make better time.
Would that work? Can we get an intelligence check to tell if that would work?
You're asking for an intelligence check to know if you hanging on to Silas would be easier than trying to swim yourself.
Yes.
You don't need an intelligence check for that. It will be easier for you and harder for Silas.
Okay.
Much like if he was carrying someone on land.
Well, how about this? I mean, we weren't too far from the swamp. I mean, were there any trees in the swamp, or was it all just like marsh and like, crap?
No, remember there were no trees to tie off of or anything.
No trees. Okay.
And you were a
All
couple hours from the swamp.
All right. So I assume that it looks like this is all grassland. There's nothing around here to like cut down and kind of use as a flotation device.
Yeah, pretty much no on that one. You did just come out of a forest. I mean, so you did remember I said you were traveling through forest, so that's still true.
Okay, after the swamp there was forest before this area.
Yes.
Okay.
How far back is the forest?
From where you are now, probably about 15 minutes.
I don't know. Might be worth it to go grab a log and use that to kind of hold on to.
Okay, now give me an intelligence check.
Both of us or just him?
You can both have it, seeing as you're both trying to figure this out.
Silas gets a 10.
Bjorg, it's A4.
Whew, okay. All right, now 10 is easy enough. This is very straightforward. You're trying to dive under a cliff where the river is flowing. A log floats to the surface, so it's not going to be a whole lot of help swimming underwater.
Okay.
We're in gamers freaking
Well,
basic physics.
Bjorg, did you happen to notice how deep it was when you went in?
About 5 feet. 5
All
feet.
right, well, I mean that's not too bad. I mean, it probably gets deeper as it goes in. Might as well give it a try, because otherwise we're just standing here and well, you're not getting any taller.
Yep.
Harsh.
All right.
Harsh but true.
Yeah. Harsh but true. He wants his height back, man.
All right, I will attempt. I will attempt. I will attempt to swim it.
All right. Silas will come with you, since we don't know what's under there, and of course he gives you the like cheerful the cheerful, I guess, pat on the back there. It's like, if Torig wills it, then we shall be successful. If not, then they shall never find our bodies.
That's extremely comforting.
It sort of
So,
is for
let's
him,
see here,
isn't
then.
it?
All they would know is that they wandered into the mountains and never came back. All right, so gonna jump into the water, I guess, and try to make this swim.
Silas will try to stay behind you in case you fail a swim check and come flying into him. Maybe he can catch you.
All right.
Not
So
the
swim
worst
checks.
call. I do indeed need swim checks.
All right. God, this party in water.
Sorry, it's one of those skills that you might never use, but just come to haunt you.
Bjorg rolls a 14.
Silas gets an
All right.
8. Silas gets an 8.
Bjorg is doing fine. With the 14, Bjorg is able to push through and navigate against the currents. However, Silas is not quite so fortunate. So while Bjorg is able to move 10 feet into the underwater tunnel, Silas is pushed back by the current 5 feet.
All right. And does Bjorg, do I need to roll a perception check to notice that?
You are underwater and in front of him. You can roll the perception check, but it is going to be one hell of a perception check.
All right, well, I may as well roll it because he doesn't want the guy behind him to die.
No, I understand.
And Bjorg rolls 8 at perception check, so no.
You have no idea
I'm
that,
guessing.
that Silas has fallen behind.
All right.
Thank you, Torrid, for sweeping me away in your holy spittle.
Another round of swim checks.
11. Bjorg rolls.
All right. Now I'm rolling more like normal. Silas rolls a 5.
Of course he does. Okay.
This party in water, man.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to come get your shit fixed.
I did.
Wow.
Okay,
So, Silas, you lose 10 feet this time. You are now 15 feet from where you started. And Bjorg,
in the wrong direction.
you fight the current, you're only able to gain 5 feet this time. So you are 30 feet apart right now, with Silas losing ground and Bjorg gaining it.
Is there any sense of how far ahead?
It is
I mean,
a
I know it's
pitch black river underwater. You have nothing.
All right.
Would it make more sense for me to climb out into the land than just walk back to where I started?
I wasn't going to tell you that. I was going to let you figure that one out on your own. But yes, that would probably be an easier solution.
Yeah, because you said this was only 5 feet deep.
I did.
Right.
I did say that.
So screw this, just get out of it.
I was kind of impressed that you were just really going for that.
So another swim check, I guess.
Another swim. I need swim checks from both of you. Although Silas is just to get to land.
Oh, fuck. Silas rolls a 4.
Bjorg rolls a 12.
Okay, Bjorg can get another several feet further. We'll say he gets another 5 feet with that. And Silas, what'd you get? A 4?
A 4.
Yeah, with a 4,
Yeah, I got to start rolling a 6-sided for this.
you try to put your feet down to stop and push yourself up, but the river rocks beneath your feet give way, and you lose another 5 feet. So Bjorg is 20 in, and Silas is 20 out.
Being swept out of sea here.
Another swim check.
All right.
Finally. Silas gets a 14.
Bjorg, 13.
13. Okay. With a 13, you can get
Yes.
into the water, and you begin to see light slightly ahead of you.
Bjorg is headed for the light.
Bjorg can roll a swim check, but first Silas successfully puts his feet down and drags himself out of the river. For the first time, you actually get to see how far back you got knocked, and it was quite a bit. Quite a bit.
Torrig helps those who helps themselves.
All right. So heading towards the light, and Bjorg rolls a 5.
Oh, that light! You got a little too anxious, and that light slipped away as the current hit you full force and knocked you back 10 feet.
All right. So I guess I'll keep at it.
Now, Silas is going back to the mouth and trying again.
Bjorg rolled a 16 on this one check.
All right. With that, he fights his way back the 10 feet that he lost. And in fact, gets another 5. Oh, he can see it. He can see the light.
I can see the light.
But you're not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet.
If it will help, since the river's not that deep, rather than entirely rely on swim, Silas is going to try to maybe walk along the bottom.
With the current this strong, I don't think you're going to be able to manage that. It's still going to be a swim check.
Okay, figured I'd try.
It's still swimming, it's just shitty swimming.
So another swim check.
Yes, indeedy, from both of you.
All right.
All right. Bjorg rolls a 6.
Oh, 10 feet back!
Silas gets a 17.
So, interestingly enough, as you're coming back, Silas is pushing forward. He gets 15 feet in. And, but Bjorg is still a ways ahead of you. So, another round.
All right. Bjorg rolls a 4.
Silas gets an 18.
So, Silas, as you are swimming forward with your powerful arms, you feel something smack against you as you are gaining 15 feet and Bjorg is losing 10. However, because of the collision, you only gain 10 and Bjorg only loses 5.
Bjorg rolls an 8.
Oh.
Silas gets a Silas fumbles it with a 1.
Oh, God.
Much for that
He
life.
smacked me in the face, completely knocked me off my my wonderful breaststroke.
Okay, so Bjorg is caught up in the tumble of the river and tries to fight for himself, and he messes up and he kicks you right in the teeth. And Silas just loses his shit and he goes flying all the way back out of the mouth of the river, and he accidentally breathes and now he's choking on water. But Bjorg loses 5 from that.
So again, I guess.
I mean, unless you want to give up. You did kick your buddy in the face.
You can't tell, it's dark.
Fair enough.
Bjorg rolls another 8. The dice are abandoning me.
Silas rolls a 6.
Silas,
Jesus.
Is Silas trying to swim or is Silas trying to get out?
Well, I mean, at this point, since I'm back out of the friggin' cave, I'm just trying to make my way back to shore to try again.
Okay, with
Third time's the charm.
it's not hard to get out, so that a 6 will get you out as you cough and sputter. Bjorg, you lose another 5 feet, man.
You keep going. Now I understand. I understand the well.
Oh, can't believe no one
I
has
understand.
ranks in swim, and yet you came to fight a river challenge.
Bjorg rolls a 14.
Bjorg regained
All right.
10 of his lost feet.
Yes.
Toreg, he rewards tenacity badly with a 6.
Silas jumps in the water and immediately loses 5 feet.
We're like salmon in reverse.
Yeah.
Oh, this party is extremely dumb.
You could have gone looking
That's
for
what
a
happens.
wizard, but no.
Bjorg rolls a 7.
Bjorg loses 5 feet.
Silas
Ivan.
apparently likes 6. He rolls it again.
Silas, I guess, either loses his footing or goes back 5 feet or stands up and gets out. It's up to you.
Yeah, he stands up and gets out. This river shall
Bjorg
not
is like-
defeat me.
Oh, I've learned. Mundane obstacles, that is your kryptonite.
Alright, Bjorg is trying this one more time. And he rolls a 3, so that's a natural 1.
Bjorg tries to put in a burst of effort, and he slams his head right into the top of the cave because it's so dark, knocking himself senseless, losing 15 feet, and he loses all his feet. He goes flying out the front, right
Hey,
smack
at least I'm
into
not-
Silas's face as he plows forward.
God damn.
The two of you are now floating outside the river of the mouth of the river again.
I was starting to think this wasn't the best idea.
Oh my god, Bjorg, you were so close, man. You were so close.
I know, but he didn't lose, he didn't start to drown or anything, so it almost is worth trying again. Just to see how many, does he have a basic idea now? Because as you said, he got really close. Does he have a basic idea now of, like, how long it would take him to make that? Because before he didn't have any idea.
Roll me an intelligence check.
Like how
Let's
many
see how
times?
well you can
Alright.
estimate with the going back and forth.
Because, I mean, it always, it's always possible
Yeah, and it's
that he's
not...
learned something.
Yeah.
He rolls a 15.
That's actually pretty good. Okay, with a 15, he would estimate that before he got tossed about, when he was on that straight path going forward, he was probably about 35 feet in, with that last 5 feet to go before he would have crested the surface and maybe been able to grab something. So by his estimate, he'd probably have to go around 40 feet in order to at least see what the light is.
Surely we can do this. It is but a test of our faith.
It's a test of something, that's for sure.
Who is putting ranks into swim when they level up?
Oh, yeah.
I really can't, because paladins get shitty, skills.
That is true. Okay. Are you all gonna try it again?
Yes!
So Silas rolls an 11.
Bjorg rolls a 22, which is a natural 20.
Oh shit! Okay, a natural 20. So, sick to death of this bullshit, Bjorg gets in the water, braces his feet against Silas, who is starting to swim forward, and kicks off of him, rocketing through the water, and getting a clean 25 feet in.
Damn.
Silas, you would have gained 10 feet from that 11, but you're only going to gain 5 because Bjorg used you as a kicking post.
But Bjorg's a dick, basically. Well, that's already become established.
Oh, man.
Alright,
Another round, guys. Another round.
Alright,
Silas rolls a 5.
Reeling from the kick that pushed you back, you fall back 5 feet, right out of right back into the light.
Natural 1.
Pardon?
Natural 1.
Oh,
Bjorg rolls natural 1.
Bjorg, exuberant from that amazing push-off, keeps going. He's so sure of it, and he plows into the exact same goddamn spot as last time, knocking the breath out of himself, tumbling down the river, and smashing into the body of Silas, who is pulling himself up.
Oh my god.
Perhaps you should let me go first this time.
Perhaps. This time Silas gets to go first.
As Silas pulls his head above water and spits out a tooth.
Oh, man. Okay.
Alright, Silas rolls a 14 this time.
Alright. Silas is in front, moving strong. He gains 10 feet.
Bjorg rolls a 13.
Alright, Bjorg is keeping right there with him, gaining 10 feet as well. They are cooking down that underwater tunnel.
Bjorg rolls an 11.
Okay, still moving. 10 feet.
Silas gets a big 19.
Oh, shit. That puts Silas at a 15 move, so he's 25 feet in. Bjorg is at 20.
Bjorg rolls a 20.
Oh. Alright, Bjorg gets another 15 feet, which puts him at 35. Bjorg can see the light again. He's been here.
Again?
He can reach out and touch it, but he can't. He can't quite yet. Silas?
And Silas gets an 8.
Oh!
No!
Silas getting a little cocky. Oh, man. Bjorg, roll me a reflex.
Bjorg rolls a 3.
So since Silas is in front, when he loses 5 feet, he bonks into Bjorg. Although Bjorg is able to swim past it, that clips 10 feet off of Bjorg's movement. So instead of getting at 35,
how do you like it this time?
Bjorg is only at 25.
Alright, well,
Alright.
next time Silas rolls a 19.
Silas rolls a 19, but we have to resolve Bjorg first.
Bjorg rolls a 10.
Okay, with a 10, Bjorg can get 5 feet forward, so he is at 30. With a 19, Silas can get 15 feet. So since no one failed, he's going to swim past Bjorg, and Silas is now at 35. He can see the light, but he can't quite
This
touch
last check, man. Bjorg rolls a natural 20.
Alright. And Silas gets a 19.
Alright, you both just kick with all you've got, and you come bursting out of the front of the river and jump to the side, in which you are about waist deep in a giant pool, but the current is passing you by as it pours out from the mouth of the river. And you have both successfully made it into the inside of the mountain. Alright, as you arrive, you see Klaus sitting on the edge of where the pool starts, dangling his feet in, holding the rock he was staring at.
Wait,
I love
he's
you,
already
Rock.
inside?
Yes.
Son of a bitch!
No one was paying attention to Klaus, and Klaus doesn't remember how he got inside either.
How'd you get here? How did you get here?
I traveled.
Everybody throw me perception checks.
Silas gets a big 17.
Bjorg rolls a 21.
Klaus rolls a 9.
That seems about appropriate for Klaus's level of perception. Silas
I have perceived.
and Bjorg can look around to see that you are currently inside what looks like a cavern. You can both tell that it seems actually artificially created, not something that was eroded over time, unlike the tunnel, because it's very well crafted. The stone is very smooth. It looks as if something might have once resided here, or perhaps lived. And directly across from you, there's a giant tree being watered by the pool in which you are standing. The pool circles around the tree, flows up a slight hill, and culminating, or up a slight hill, and there, as its source, you see a giant golden idol holding a bountiful bowl of water, from which is pouring the very river in which you've been swimming. It seems to expand as it leaves the bowl, growing quicker and faster after it passes the tree, bursting through the small opening and turning into the river that cuts through the kingdom.
What's the idol of?
Oh,
You do not recognize it. It seems to be just a woman. There are no particular markings that denote a religion.
Bjorg is going to make for the shore. Is it possible to make for the shore? Do I need to do a huge swim check or whatever?
No, you
Or-
are standing in the pool of water, but it
Okay,
only
still.
comes up to about mid-thigh on Silas and probably about chest on you. But you've got feet on the ground. You can walk and swim. You're away from where the current is hitting you.
I was like, can I do a religion check to see if I recognize who that is?
Sure, you can do a knowledge religion.
Meanwhile, Bjorg is going to start heading for the pool.
You're in the pool.
No, the origin, the golden bowl.
Golden bowl. Gotcha.
Yes.
Klaus takes a golden shower.
Klaus is just kind of splashing around in the pool. All right, Bjorg, you start trying to wade your way around to the golden bowl, and Silas is sitting there staring at it, and you can both roll me perceptions.
Bring my weapon with me.
You didn't bring your weapon with you.
Well, I mean, he didn't the first time, but I suppose he could have grabbed it. He
You-
grabbed it on.
That would have been a thing you had
Silas
to
rolls
say.
You guys. 14 perceptions.
Silas rolls a 6 for his perception.
All right, Silas does not hear the skittering as crabs come bursting out of the tree. 3 of them
This bitch got
are
crabs.
smaller and normal looking, and one is pale white, almost like bone.
Shit. I'm assuming Bjorg sees it.
Yes, Bjorg does see them, and they are kind of just skidding along the top of the pool, unbothered by the fact that they're walking on water. So I need initiatives from everyone.
Silas gets a 15.
Bjorg rolls a 5.
Klaus rolls a 22.
Okay, Klaus, you can take the first action if you would like. You don't
All right.
have to. You're certainly free to do what you want.
I see something to shoot. It looks like a bear. I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. Roll me an attack.
Klaus shoots one of the bears. Klaus rolls a 23.
Yeah, Klaus does. But to be completely fair,
Suck it, bear.
yeah, you're not seeing things clearly. So let's give it a 1 in 3 chance that well, you're attacking something. So within your easy line of sight, you've got 2 crabs and Bjorg. So let's see
Damn
which
it.
one you thought was the bear. 1 will be crab 1, 2 will be Bjorg, and 3 will be the bone crab. 1. You attack crab number 1.
Alright.
23 will definitely hit, so give me that damage.
Klaus rolls 4 damage on the bear.
Klaus does 4
Suck
damage
it, bear.
to the bear as Bjorg sees Klaus kind of weaving and unstable, pull his bow and fire a shot and knock a leg off off one of the smaller crabs.
How many of these things are there? There's 3 of them. Okay, cool.
There's
3 plus the white
3 and then a big one.
one. Okay.
All right, Silas. You hear Klaus screaming about a bear, and now that they are out in front of you, you can see the crabs.
All right. Well, I guess I got to draw my bow, because I've been swimming.
Yeah.
So was that a move or a standard to draw?
We'll say it's a move.
All right. Then I will get off one shot at the guy who's directly above me.
Okay, you shoot at that crab.
And Silas will get a 25.
That'll hit. Roll damage.
Actually, that's supposed to be D8 plus 1, so that's 2 damage.
All right. Silas does 2 damage as he skims the top of the crab gently. All right. It is time for the big crab, which will scuttle toward Bjorg and attack him. Does a 15 hit Bjorg?
Let's see here. Is his AC? Actually, no, I don't believe it does because he's got the AC bonus for being smaller.
That's right. Okay, and
So his AC is actually like 19 right now.
nice. All right, natural one. See if he hurts himself. He does not. So neither attack hits you. Congratulations. And it is your turn, Bjorg.
Let's see here. Is it possible for Bjorg to... Let's see. 2 questions. 1, is there any large rocks nearby he could use to, like, smash the shit out of this thing?
Just stay away from my rock.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was just flavor, but I did say it. Klaus did bring a rock with him.
Yeah, but...
And, no, this is, basically anything, most of the stuff around you is either sediment or has been swept out. The tree has some pretty big branches.
Any of those reach?
Oh yeah, you can definitely reach a few.
Alright, he's gonna reach for the nearest one he can and grab it. Do I need, like, a strength check to break it or something?
Absolutely you do.
Alright, so let's roll a strength check then. And Bjorg rolls a... Bjorg rolls a 16.
That will be enough. Bjorg is able to reach up one of the smaller lower hanging branches that's appropriate for his size. He smacks it with his forearm and shatters it in the center, and he now has a very small makeshift club. It is now all the crabs' turns. So, Klaus, one of the bears comes charging right at you. And, Silas, you're taking 2 bears. And by bears, I mean crabs, obviously. Alright, first attack goes to Klaus. Does an 18 hit you, Klaus?
Probably. Defenses. Armor. Oh, yeah, just my armor class is 18.
Alright, you take 6 damage.
Ouch! You son of a bitch! You killed my mother.
The second claw misses you. Alright, Silas, your turn. You're gonna take 2. I'm guessing a 22 hits you.
Yep.
13 probably does not.
Nope.
So 3 damage from that first one. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes.
Alright, so you're gonna take 9 damage total.
Silas goes floating face down into the water.
Oh god, you guys have not had a chance to heal up properly. Losing that cleric did not do you any favors.
Not
no,
really.
it did not.
Take this, you hairy piece of shit. Klaus rolls a 21.
Alright, 21 will hit for
7 points of damage.
That will definitely hurt it some more. You take off another leg and change.
Have some, you hairy beast.
The bear's pissed.
Not as pissed as I am. Alright.
Silas, you are stable.
I am?
You are. Strangely enough, despite being knocked unconscious, your wounds do not seem to be getting worse as you float in this water that is being poured from an idol that is clearly magical. You're not healing, but you're not naturally getting worse either.
I'm not really sure I would ever call Silas stable, but that works.
Fair enough. That is not wrong. It is the big bony spider's turn. He doesn't like you tearing at his tree, so he's going to snap at you again. 18. Does that hit you?
With the size bonus, no, just short.
All right, you may be small, but you are just ducking and dodging left and right as this thing snaps at you. But now it's your turn.
So I have two questions. Let's see here. Is it possible for him to break from the fight and make right for that pool? Because he's figuring he'll be more useful if he's his own size.
Absolutely, he can. He's going to take an attack of opportunity for it, which means that crab's going to get to swing at him as you run away. But it's only one, and you can still try and make the run.
Bjorg's going to go for that run.
Okay, attack of opportunity. 16 doesn't hit you.
Yep.
All right, so you got 2 movement actions. This thing's 40 feet away. That leaves you with 20 feet of movement left. You can grab on and try and jump in. Roll me a climb check.
All right, and Bjorg rolls a 20 on that climb check.
All right, so Bjorg runs through the pool of water, up the slight hill, grabs the lip of the bowl where all the water is rushing forth from. It's splashing over his face, and he jumps inside, gets tumbled about, and knocked right back out again. But as he lands at full height. And
yes!
At full health.
Aha!
You can feel the power of that water coursing through you. It did a lot of good. You are all the way back at life. You are all the way back at height. You are Bjorg Bjornsson truly once again. But now it's the turn of the crabs. Alright, the little one is really hurt and pissed off at Klaus, so it's going to snap at him. With a natural 20, it is definitely going to hit, and it is going to take off the rest of Klaus's life, leaving him unconscious floating in the water.
But not dead, apparently.
No, wounded but not dead.
You can do it.
The other 2 are going to make for you, since Silas is no longer a threat to their home. However, you're so far away that all they can do is get to you. They can't actually attack. Right. Silas, you regain 1 hit point. Woo! Unlike magical healing, which would put you back completely, this is actually just slicing away your negatives slowly. So what was your negative life at?
It should be at negative 4. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. So normally 1 point of healing would put you at bring you all the way up to 0. In this case, it just pushed you back to negative 3.
No. I was at negative 5.
Oh, okay. Then it pushes you to negative 4. You're slowly regenerating on your own. And now it is the turn of Senior Angry Claws, who can also only get to Bjorg. Bjorg, you are surrounded by crabs. You're like Fandango.
Bjorg is going to rage.
Bjorg can rage with his tiny club.
All right.
Which is still small, by the way.
Hey, raging, Bjorg is going to take a swing at, as you said, Senior Angry Claws here. 23.
A 23 will hit. Roll damage.
And Bjorg rolls 11 damage.
That is quite impressive, and you basically smack the shit out of Senior Angry Claws. You crack him so hard that you see a big break in the shell, and he is still snapping, but he is unhappy. All right. The crabs are going to attack you. The one that fought
more of them now.
The one that fought Klaus is coming over because you're the only threat to their home left. So first one is a 20 hit.
Yes, 20 hits.
All right, you take 6 damage. So only 1 claw hit, but they hit for 6. Klaus is unconscious, but stable. Silas, you lose another negative, so you're down to negative 3. And Senior Angry Claws is still Senior Angry Claws. Ooh, I'm guessing a 21 hits you?
Yep.
How about a 19?
Yep.
Alright, you take 8 damage as Senior Angry Claws pays you back for what you just done.
Alright, so he is now at He's at 4 hit points. Damn. Welp.
Okay. As you are standing in the water pouring from the bowl, you regain 2 hit points,
All right.
and it is your turn. You also
All
notice
right.
that Senior Angry Claws is the break in his shell seems a little bit smaller than it did.
Okay, he's gonna just straight up take a swing at that thing.
That healing water cuts both ways.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But at least they seem to leave us alone once we stop moving.
They're dealing with threats.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you can really talk to crabs. I can't believe the barbarian is considering diplomacy with crabs. 27.
Ooh.
Your goes 27 instead.
Natural 20. Actually.
Natural 20, yep.
So roll another attack to see if you confirm the crit.
That's an 11, so no.
No, that does not confirm. But you still hit, so roll damage.
11 damage.
Okay.
On Senior.
This time, you get under him and you smash Senior Angry Claws into the side of the rock wall nearby, and he is dead. You can see him floating belly up. Senior Angry Claws is Senior no more. And the snapping of fierce, tiny claws as the friends watch you kill their leader, and you now take
So
2
much
more.
for... Take 2 more. Okay, good.
Yeah. Alright, 2 12s won't hit you, and
Nope.
a 6 and a 12 won't hit you, so you are okay. But roll me a perception check, just for funsies.
Alright. Perception. Bjorg rolls a 14.
Peaceful as the pool area is, you notice that Klaus and Silas have both begun to drift noticeably toward the entrance to the underwater river. There is a slight current, and they are floating freely.
So, will it pull down? Can you tell if the current will actually pull them down, or?
You see what you see.
Alright,
But
well,
it is Klaus's turn, and he shaves a negative off. It is Silas's turn, and he is down to -2. And Senior Angry Claws is gone, which means, Bjorg, you are up.
alright, he's gonna try smashing the next nearest one.
Nice. And Bjorg, you regain 2 hit points, as you have not moved and you are still being bathed in the waters.
Yeah, he's gonna stay put until this fight is over if he can. Bjorg swings for 15 at the one just north of him.
Bjorg misses.
Misses, alright, whiff.
Misses. You splash the water and it kind of rides the wave. And it is now their turn, and they are going to attack you. Oh, all 3 of them.
Ugh.
Does the 17 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay. 23 I'm pretty sure
23.
does, though. Alright.
Yes.
Second one takes 4 damage off you with a claw. And the last one hurts himself. Okay. He takes 2 damage. As he tries to snap you and instead snips off the tip of his own leg.
Ow.
Okay. Klaus is there. Silas, you are down to -1. You are almost conscious. You can feel your body stirring a little bit. Bjorg, it is your turn. You regain 2 hit points.
Alright. Alright, Bjorg cocks back and lets out his rage and just scream, "Ah!" And rolls an 11.
And whiffs it. Just boosh.
Whiff.
Creates a
Damn.
small tidal wave. Alright, it's the crab's turn. And they are coming for you. You notice the one that hurt himself, that leg seems to heal up real quick.
Ugh.
Alright, 5 damage.
With that, he is unconscious. Well, I know he regained 2 last round, right? So
He did.
He is at 1.
Oh, and a 23. Oh, does an 18 hit you?
An 18 does, yes.
Alright, 18 for 4 and 23 for 6. So,
Bjorg is at -10 then. Or
Yeah,
actually,
you're-
-9.
you're at -9.
He's unconscious.
Yep. As you just completely slump down and begin drifting.
Yep.
Right at the same time that Silas hits 0
Wakes
and
up.
wakens.
Such a
I'm assuming
lovely
Bjorg is
dream
dead.
of Torek.
Silas, you wake up coughing and sputtering and like barely alive, but like you're like, oh shit, I'm okay-ish.
Silas is gonna, for the moment, in his confusion, to see what's going on. He's gonna plant his feet so he doesn't drift any further. But he's gonna kind of remain unmoving. So what he'll do is he'll ready in action.
Okay, I think at 0, all you can do is take the stand.
Okay, well then that's okay. Then yeah, he'll plant his feet.
Fair enough. Bjorg is at -9, but as he is being drifted away, he leaves the waterfall. Actually, to be fair, he wouldn't move until his turn, so he regains 2 hit points, so he's at -7 as he begins drifting away. And the crabs notice that Silas is awake, and they begin scuttling back over. And, while no one is paying attention, Klaus, having drifted closer and closer, tumbles into the opening where the river goes under the mountain pass, and is gone.
Toreg, thank you for taking your child back into your bosom.
So honestly, we just have to kind of let ourselves drift here, and we'll just be spat out the other side.
Sort of looks that way.
At minus hit points and no longer in the healing pool.
That is also a concern.
So, an entirely unconscious party lying in the wilderness.
Yep, that is exactly what you would be looking at.
But my corpse should be the right size, at least.
Silas, you regain 1 hit point. You are now at 1.
All right, well, I'm going to let loose with a rapid shot at one of them.
Okay, the one right here is the most injured. It's visibly missing legs. Klaus just ripped the shit out of it.
All right. Well, let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can even the odds a little bit in this fight. First attack is a 25.
That'll hit.
All right, well, let's do damage before we do anything else. For 3 damage.
All right, you knock off another leg. It's not looking great.
All right, and then we'll send the other one at this guy. Ooh, natural 20.
Roll again, see if you crit.
That's 15.
That does not confirm.
Fuck. 3 damage again.
God damn it.
I know.
You could have killed that thing. All right.
No, that was you can still take a 5 foot, so it'll kind of
Yeah, he can. He has his full actions back.
Back up around the there.
Okay. Bjorg, you drift over and regain 1 hit point. And the little crabs are going to... Oh, Silas, you lucky. All they can do is get to you this round. They don't have enough movement left to actually attack. Klaus is gone. Silas, you regain 1 hit point, and you have 3 crabs directly in front of you. You are basically in Bjorg's position from last time.
Can he step out onto the land, or no?
It would be a tough... It would be more movement than a free 5.
All right, he'll just do a 5 foot.
Okay.
And I guess he will unload on the most damaged crab. I guess this one will probably get the one that's right next to him probably get a opportunity. Attack of, yeah, you know what I mean.
Attack of opportunity for shooting a melee or ranged in melee. He will take a shot. Hang on, go ahead and you roll your attacks, and Bone Boy will roll his, or Crab Boy will roll his.
He rolls a 9 both times. Jesus fucking Christ.
And that does not... Oh my god! And with the attack of opportunity, the crab successfully scores a natural 20, which will definitely will hit. He'll roll again to confirm. 4. Oh Jesus, that's 2 natural 20s.
Yep.
I think the entire party unconscious and floating out the river mouth would be a good way to end this session.
I agree.
Tell me how much damage.
Hang on.
First, tell me how much damage.
I have to roll again. You see, there's 2 rules. 1, if you roll 3 natural 20s, you automatically kill something. And 2, if you roll 3 natural 1s, you automatically kill yourself. So right now, the crab has scored 2 natural 20s on Silas. So he has to roll again to see if he auto-kills Silas. He does not auto-kill Silas.
Alright, but how much damage does he do?
With another natural 20, he scores a maximized critical hit, the most he can possibly do, which is 12.
That kills me.
No, that'll put you at -9.
Oh, okay.
As a general rule, I don't bring people to dead in one blow. I always give a chance to be saved unless it's catastrophic damage.
Does the water stabilize him?
Yes, it does. The water will stabilize you before you drift into the pool, and Bjorg, actually... Let's see, it would take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's your negative at right now?
-6 is where he's at right now.
Minus 6. So 1, 3, 4,
It honestly
5,
seems more
5,
sensible for him to
6.
just play dead on this one.
You can do what you want, but as of about halfway around the pool, you are at 0.
He opens his eyes, but he's still kind of like, whoa.
Alright, 5 feet later, you're at 1.
Well, assuming he can see the crabs here, he's, has he seen what's happened to Silas? Like, can he even see either of his friends?
No, they are long gone by the time you reach there.
All right. Can he? Can he basically know whether or not he's gonna get sucked down? Is that a fairly obvious deduction? Do I need to roll an intelligence check for that?
You need to roll an intelligence check for that.
All right. Bjorg rolls an 11.
Seeing as there's no more fighting around you, the only way you'll know for sure is if you risk glancing around to see if you can find your friends. If they're still floating, then no. If they're not here, then probably yes. But without actually chancing that look, there's just no way to know.
Yeah, he's gonna keep drifting for now. He's gonna drift at least around for us.
Drift another round?
Yeah, drift another round.
Alright, you gain another hit point.
Alright.
So that brings you up to 2.
He's not hearing anything, so hand still, gripping his club. He's gonna can from where he's at. Can you see the crabs at all?
He cannot.
Okay, gotcha. So no sign of the crabs, no sign of his friend.
Well, again, he has to look for his friends. He's floating face up. You're gonna have to move your head.
He's gonna drift.
He's just not gonna look.
No. This is. He's learned experience in the north that sometimes you got played dead.
Okay. You gain 2 more hit points, putting you up to 4 before the section of the river pushes you down, the current grabbing you and shoving you out, where you wash up on the shore to find the unconscious but stable bodies of Silas and Klaus, washed up on the riverbank. Alright, now that they are successfully all back to their normal sizes, perhaps they can continue on the quest. Will they be able to wake up the other two? Will they find Kutherick and Fandingo? Spoiler, no, they won't find Fandingo. Unfortunately, John Hartness has had to leave the game due to life getting in the way, so Fandingo's going to be gone for at least a long time. But Kutherick should be back, eventually, if they can find him. See you guys next week on Authors and Dragons.
Authors and Dragons is brought to you under a Creative Commons license, meaning you are free to share this material so long as credit is given to the original creators, which is us, the people who are playing it. The opening music, Take a Chance, and closing theme, Master of the Feast, are both credited to Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and also used under a Creative Commons license.